This is SWC Spread 'em with Caution, a sports gambling podcast featuring Brandon Aptaker and Jordan Heinzman. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow.
Hello, welcome back to Spread 'em with Caution. I'm Brandon Aptaker, and this is Jordan Heinzman. How you guys doing? You can't respond, so that sucks.
Good, in the comments.
Put it in the comments. We have one comment.
Oh,
Ooh, we're killing it. We're killing it. Anyways, this isn't for you, it's for me. So we get to tell you how bad we are at this.
Yep.
Last week, we went, actually, wait, what week were we on last week?
Week 11.
Oh, I had week 10 up. Okay. I was going to give us more credit than we deserve. All right.
My biggest thing with the records that we're keeping, we're also keeping in the ones we wouldn't even bet on. So it's just like
we'll get into that because we changed the format a little bit going forward. And because, so it wasn't giving us enough credit for our skill because we've been doing well on the books, but our records aren't indicating because we're picking every game, and no real gambler would ever do that.
No. So we'll just be more specific on what we're doing.
So you'll know what to take. All right. Anyways, I went 6-9. You went 5-10. Not terrible considering the circumstances. We did the math, and if we would have only picked 7, we would have broke even or had winning records.
If we only picked the games that we bet on, we had winning records.
Yeah, because we both did well on Sunday, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll only go over the ones that we were different on because that's what we've been doing. It makes sense. So Detroit at Cleveland, the spread was 10. You took Cleveland to cover that 10-point spread favorite, and I took Detroit.
Cleveland should have covered. They did everything to try to lose that game.
Yeah, what was up with that? That was weird.
I don't know. Oh, they're missing Odell.
Wow, man, do those Lions suck or do those Lions suck?
Yeah, they're pretty bad. And I think teams are just playing down to them. They're not even giving them any respect anymore. And that's what I think.
You can't say they're missing Odell. They don't have Odell, bro.
No, I know. I was just kidding. the Browns are just a weird team. Like one week they go off, the next week they just totally suck.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I kind of think they suck more than they don't now.
Yeah. Depends on Baker.
Okay. What else were we different? Okay, so the only other, we have 2 other that we were different on. The Chargers, you took Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh at the Chargers Sunday night game. The Chargers were the 5-point favorite, and I took that spread. They did not cover, and you took Pittsburgh +5.
That was a good game.
That was a great. Was there any defense involved?
No, none.
Okay.
None at all.
That over hit like a motherfucker. That over beat the pussy up. She ain't gonna fuck anybody for 80, a few weeks.
80 plus. That was what the over was. The only reason I took Pittsburgh on that spread, I knew that they were gonna have a chance to win because both teams are like polar opposites on what they do. But they're still like they're right there with each other. I felt like talent wise. So I always take the points on that one, and just hope for the best. But that was a fun game to watch. I like.
Did you take over on that game?
No. What I was going to do, I thought about taking the under because both teams are polar opposites. The defense, I thought there was just going to be a running game. And it didn't happen at all. So I'm kind of glad I didn't bet it. I didn't end up betting at all just because I couldn't push the trigger on that one. I just didn't know what was going to happen.
Okay. Yeah. We actually both had it marked red in the previous format. So I actually did bet on it. I always fall victim to betting for my team.
I'll do the same thing, even if I put it red.
Okay. And then the Monday night game, I had Tampa Bay covering. 10 and a half point favorite at the New York Giants, which they did cover. The first quarter, it kind of looked like they weren't, and then they just penetrated the booty hole of the Giants.
Yeah.
From there on out, I don't think the Giants had. I don't know how many yards they had after the first quarter, but it wasn't 100. It was really bad.
It was pretty bad. Jason Garrett ended up getting fired for it. How do you throw an interception to a defensive lineman? Not even in the play.
But Jason Garrett got canned mid-season?
Yeah, he got canned the next day.
Yeah, my grandma was here last week, so I wasn't too into the news, but that's awesome. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird when somebody gets fired when we don't even know why they were hired.
And that's what somebody said. Jason Garrett lasted 26 games. It was probably 25 games too long. And I respected that.
He shouldn't even have gotten an interview. Like,
he just does this. When he sits down, every time they would do something bad on offense or have a 3 and out, he would go next to the QB and sit there and give you one of those and hang out.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's not a coach.
Yeah, it was weird.
All right, so that's basically the only ones we were different on. If you followed us before, we pretty much had the same things outside of that. And yeah, it wasn't our best week following this format, but going forward, I'll talk about how we changed it a little bit before we get into this upcoming games. We decided to each choose 7 spreads, and these are games that we're actually going to bet on if we bet on 7. So we wanted to make it a number that was the same for both of us so we could still maintain records against each other. Yeah. But I think 7's a good number.
Yeah, and it's just easier. I mean, it makes us pick 7. Sometimes I don't know, like there's a couple weeks where we hadn't picked 7. We were just like, oh, I don't feel that good towards the end. I just have a pot of money that I put towards the betting. And if I feel that 7 games are good, I'll put that pot of money in towards each of the 7. That's fine.
Yeah. And I actually put a testicle on the Kansas City spread with 2.5 last week.
Yeah. I figured that was going to be the case. Dallas is kind of funny against good teams. They don't like to really show up.
No, that McCarthy dude. I watched some bull crap interview today. He is so clueless.
I'm so happy as a Packer fan. I'm so happy he's gone.
Is he coaching the wrong football?
Jerry,
is he like a reverse? What's that show?
He's so bad. No matter what he does, he's so bad. Like no matter where he goes, it's not gonna be fun if you're that team. It's gonna be fun if you're within the division because Dallas Cowboys are very talented, and Mike McCarthy doesn't use that talent. He didn't even run the ball in week 1. Like, that's what kind of coach he is.
It took him half the season to give the ball to Zeke.
Yep. And now Zeke's playing really well.
Come on.
Last year, he was like, you know what? It's time for Pollard. Zeke sucks. He did the same thing with Eddie Lacy and Starks. Like, I can't stand him. Happy he's with the Cowboys though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm indifferent about them. All right. So let's get into it. Thursday day games. Happy Anglo-Saxon murdering brown people day today.
Ooh, it's Thanksgiving.
Yes. Thanks for giving us your land, and we're never going to give it back day. Okay. Anyways, I'm not a fan of the holiday if you couldn't tell, but I do like football. So let's get into this. Chicago at Detroit, the earliest game today for listeners. You probably aren't listening on Thanksgiving. You shouldn't spend time with your family. You should bet you should lose your money. Okay. Win. So Chicago at Detroit Lions, 3.5 point spread in the favor of Chicago. I'm choosing not to bet on this game. You are.
Correct.
Talk about it.
Detroit sucks. Andy Dalton's back. The offense is going to move a little bit better. Goff is probably going to play, and it doesn't. Other
Wait,
than
who'd you say is back?
Goof.
Oh, Goof, yeah.
Jared.
Oh, that backup made Goof look okay.
Oh, Tim Boyle's a nice ex-Packer. So Swift is the only positive in that offense. If the Bears can figure out how to stop him, they're good. I really don't see it being that close of a game.
Yeah.
But the Bears haven't been known to score a lot of points. I just have faith that Detroit's going to score a lot less.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think you're going to win the bet. The reason I didn't make my top 7 was solely because of the number it is, which is 3.5. And I just hate that shit. And with 2 not high scoring offenses, I just don't like that number. And if it changes, if it goes to 3, if it even goes up half a point to 3, or better yet, 2.5, I'll hop on it. I'll throw some dough on it.
I like the Red Rocket too a little bit more than Fields to work within the offense. He's not as pretty, but
he's not pretty. He's ginger. All right. Las Vegas Raiders at Dallas Cowboys. We both chose to bet on this game. The Raiders went from racism to murderers to terrible real fast. And the weird thing is the coach thing didn't seem to mess them up as bad as the Ruggs thing. And they look bad.
Yeah.
Carr looks like he's back to his normal form. Crying on the field.
Yeah, I think the coach thing, even like I told you, I thought the Ruggs thing was going to affect them, even though they're professional football players. The coach, I still think the coach thing is affecting him a little bit because there's no continuity, right? There's nothing's really flowing. I feel like there's no structure within that organization, and they're kind of just going out there and winging it in a way. It kind of seems like they're winging it. And if you just wing it in the NFL, you're going to get beat every week.
So I noticed that the Raiders had so many former Chargers on their defense. Like they have our old defensive coordinator, right? Chuck Pagano.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how many people he brought with him, but it's like that the Chargers defense wasn't good. So you're going to change the color of their shirt and think they're going to perform well.
Why not?
And it didn't work. It's not working. They got the same injury problems on defense that the Chargers had in that era. I counted them. There's 8. There is 8 on their defense between the first and second string. That's a lot from one team.
You can't be doing all that.
Especially like division, like the same division. It's just weird.
A lot of teams do that though. I think what they do is they just kind of replace bodies on who they can afford for pretty cheap, and guys know other guys within the same division. Packers do that all the time with like or the Vikings will do it. The Lions, not as much, but I mean, it happens.
It's interesting for sure. It's really weird. I wouldn't. It's like fucking your friend's ex. I mean, if she's hot enough. I mean, I don't care if you fuck one of my exes, bro. That's
God.
If you want to go through that. All right. Next game that either of us bet on, actually the next game at all, Buffalo Bills at New Orleans.
Oh, wait. But we didn't finish the Dallas part. So
okay.
Dallas is very good against mediocre to bad teams, and they're very bad against good teams. The Raiders are not a good team. They've been blowing mediocre teams out. So I think that's pretty easy. As long as they run the ball, they're going to be fine.
That's good math. I just think that, Dallas's defense is better than Raiders defense. Dallas's offense is better than Raiders offense.
Yeah. Oh, fun point. I just remembered. I saw something the other day that said there haven't been this many upsets in, I think, 50 years in the NFL.
Are we talking about gambling wise against spreads or wins?
We're talking about wins.
Okay.
Which is wild. So that's not helping the gambling party out unless
and the majority of those are more recent than now, because I feel like in the beginning,
last 3 weeks,
the favorites were just destroying the underdogs.
Yeah. Now, they were. I don't remember a time where the top NFC and AFC team loses week in and week out for a month straight. That doesn't make any sense. Only one team with 2 losses in the NFC, and we're just barely past halfway point.
That's a beautiful transition into the next game then. Buffalo Bills at New Orleans, night Thanksgiving game. Buffalo 4.5 point favorite. You took Buffalo minus 4.5. This would go to your point though, that Buffalo's not been looking like themselves for 2 weeks now. And
they have not.
They barely won 2 weeks ago, and then they lost last week to a bad team.
Right. But
so like that's into your point. Like that's not normal, but you don't think it can last, is what you're saying.
Right. And that's getting to my point. And this is the correction week for both the Cowboys and the Bills. So I expect them to both come out pretty heavy. Buffalo lost against Jacksonville on field goals and came out the next week. I can't remember who they played, but they blew the next team out. So we're like, oh, they're back. Oh, okay. So they're going to right this ship. I feel like they have too much talent on their team to not. NFL teams have bad games, but it's just weird that these top teams are having bad games in the same weeks, which will make for more entertaining football.
And I've been playing by that game a little bit. Like they can't do that again. So that's very good conceptual thinking. If
they won last week, where do you think that spreads at? It's around 10.
8.5. Yeah, at least.
Something like that, So I'm going to go with they tied last week. Where would it be at? That game, they're fine. I'm not too worried about them. They've already proven it before. They're going to have a bad game every once in a while, and 4.5 points, I don't feel like is enough for that game.
Okay. Let's move on then. Okay, so neither of us are taking this game, so I'm going to breeze over it real quick. This is Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati Bengals, 1 p.m., the morning game Sunday, first game. We both aren't taking it. Those teams are just too even. I would stay away. We are staying away.
Correct. I mean, I really have nothing to put on that one except for, is it going to be an all running game? Is it going to be an all passing game? You don't know what either team's really going to come out with, just like last week. And they're too even, like you said.
All right. So we are both betting on this next one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Indianapolis on Sunday. Tampa Bay is 2.5 point favorite. My favorite spread in the world, 2.5. Tampa Bay's the better team. They looked like themselves again this week.
But they always turn around and look like they're comfortable.
But fair. But they have already lost too many times to be comfortable for a Brady-led offense. Super Bowl defender.
That's how I've been feeling. Here's my thing: is Indy finally won a game against a good team last week, their first win of the year, right? Watch Hard Knocks.
Good team.
I was watching Hard Knocks last week, which is a now in-season thing.
Really?
Colts have a Hard Knocks, and it's pretty good. I like the in-season stuff.
During. Wow, yes. That's interesting. That's very cool.
It's entertaining, and then I haven't even watched the second one yet. But they started out pretty rough, 1-4. They couldn't beat anybody with a positive record or a 500 record. They were beating like Jacksonville, the Jets, all these kind of teams, and they still barely beat the Jets with the third string backup. So that's why I don't think they're still that good. I just think they got a little lucky in that game. Luck always runs out. Tampa Bay is a good football team. 2.5 points, even with Tampa Bay on the road, I don't feel like is enough. That's how I base a lot of my bets. Where do I see that line? I see it around 6.5, 7. Personally.
Would you buy points the other way if you can?
If you could do that, I'd still put it at. I'd be comfortable with 4.5, 5.
Okay.
And still think I was going to win.
All right, so we're pretty sure on this game. That's actually probably my pick of the week.
Ooh.
All right, ready to breeze to the next one?
Yeah.
All right, Carolina Panthers, healthy Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton looking pretty cute at the Miami Dolphins.
Speaking of which, his intro, I just found out, I'm Coming Home intro was pretty dope. If you haven't listened to it, you got to just watch the.
It's that song, I'm Coming.
Yeah.
Home. Yeah, that's cool.
When I was like, why is he just standing there? That's why. It was pretty cool. But anyways.
Okay. So yeah, Carolina's a 1.5 favorite at Miami. I like the low spread for what it is. Carolina's on the up and up with a healthy CMC, a quarterback that they know. They have a lot of momentum considering outside of Cam, it's a lot of the same veterans that have been there for a while. I don't see Miami competing with a healthy Carolina, regardless of location.
No, you're completely right. It wouldn't matter where these two teams play. Like, they both are humid teams anyways. They both play in humidity, right? I don't think that that's going to affect them in any way. I'm kind of wondering what the line is thinking. What is Vegas thinking in this case? Because CMC finally got unleashed, looked really good last week. He's going to do the same thing against the lowly Dolphins defense.
That one passing touchdown he
that was
caught.
crazy. Like, he's a wide receiver now? What? I always knew he caught.
That was a streak route from the backfield, bro.
Straight up the line.
Over the shoulder.
Beautiful. And he didn't even get touched.
I know. And Newton, he laid it right in his basket.
He did. I like Cam Newton with the Carolina Panthers against a lot of teams. Last week was his first full week back. You didn't add Cam Newton to become a strong playoff team and try to get to the Super Bowl. You added Cam Newton to become a better football team than what you already are. That's what they are.
And savor your reputation a little bit.
Right.
Because they realized quick that the Darnold thing was not a good choice, which it almost fooled me at first when he was leading the league in fucking quarterback rushing.
Yeah, for 2 or 3 weeks, and his passing rating was off the charts.
It was weird, but maybe he's that plain that he's that easy to figure out.
Could be. He targeted DJ Moore so much in the first 3-4 weeks, like nonstop. And he didn't go to anybody else. Robbie Anderson is wide receiver 2, who is not even getting looked at.
I thought he was injured until Cam came.
Yeah. And then Cam's looking for him now.
Which opens up the field. Not only opens it up for receivers, CMC can come out of the backfield and catch passes now. And Cam Newton's can rush as much or more than Darnold was and is a better runner.
A lot more. He's a lot bigger. He's a big boy, and he'll take the hits too.
And he can handle them.
He stays healthy for the most part, minus this last one before he signed with the Patriots.
Tennessee, that was a rough one.
Yeah, I know.
All right. You were gonna say something else about this one or no?
No, I think the Carolina Panthers, the line, I would probably take the Panthers. I'd take them at 4.5. And I think
okay. So if it's still 1.5, if you look at it by the time you hear this, don't be afraid.
Anything less than a field goal is an automatic on that game.
I totally agree. All right. So the next 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 4 games. We are telling you to stay away.
Correct.
Tennessee at New England. New England's a heavy favorite. I don't care. It's weird.
Yeah.
Tennessee's so fucking up and down right now. I thought they were okay without Big Henry. I don't know if they are now. Dude, Tannehill, absolutely. Was he throwing the ball out of his ass cheeks? What the hell was that?
Probably because I started him in fantasy football. I'm thinking that's why. So now that I dropped him, he'll probably be fine.
Okay.
But New England's, like, Bill Belichick is a genius. He's a strategic genius, and it's messing with a lot of teams. So he'll take the best person away. Now that they can't run the ball, he's going to make Tannehill he's going to make him complete passes. It's going to be a weird game. I don't know where to go with it. Is Tannehill right the ship? I don't think that the Tennessee Titans win this game, to be honest, but I'm not comfortable taking that spread.
Oh, here's my rationale is that the Patriots, not the better football team, the better coach, the better organized, the better strategically. But the Tennessee's better talent-wise. And I don't want to play that game. That's not what I'm here to do.
No, I like money. You're completely right, because Tennessee against the Rams, right? We were like, oh, Tennessee's going to get blown out. Happened the exact opposite way. So which team are you going to get?
All on position players, though. You know?
Right.
Not on coaching, not on strategy, not on linemen, not on anything that's fundamental, all on skill.
Yeah.
They outskilled them, and that's how they win. But I don't know if you can do that against a team that's so strong fundamentally.
Right. And if you haven't watched the Tom Brady documentary yet, I got done with the second episode yesterday. He gives so much respect to Bill Belichick and his genius strategies. It just makes me think on how he's doing it now, and it just makes sense. That it makes what the Patriots are doing now make sense, even when it happened years ago when Tom Brady was younger. I'm in a younger stage in Tom Brady's career.
I think I'm going to start that thing tonight. I actually told you about it, and then I didn't.
Yeah.
Haven't even had a chance to watch it.
That's a good one too.
All right. Philadelphia Eagles at New York. Which New York is this? I don't have it labeled. Shoot. Eagles at the.
Let me see.
I'm guessing it's the Giants because division game.
That's
yeah.
right.
I'm pretty sure it's okay. Philadelphia Eagles. Correct me if I'm wrong in a minute. At the New York Giants. Do not bet on it. I don't know the spread. Both those teams can either be not good or bad. They Saquon's back and healthy, but Philadelphia looked nice last week against the Raiders.
On a little streak.
You can yeah, if you care about your money or your family and your children's dietary nutritional needs, stay away from this.
Yeah, Eagles on the road against the Giants, 3.5-point favorites for the Eagles. I would guess that the Eagles would cover this, but you don't know what you're going to get. So I stay away from teams that I don't. If I know you're going to lay a stinker, I'll totally bet against you. But when both teams have the possibility of laying a stinker like this,
it could be a big fart in MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, I'll stay away from it.
Okay, next stay away game. Atlanta Falcons at the Jacksonvilles. There's a couple, it was easy to stay away from these games because there's a lot of poopy on poopies.
There are. The thing with this game though is the Falcons, weird as it sounds, I think are a better football team even on the road. They should be able to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars and cover that 2.5-point spread, but you once again, the Falcons they've scored 3 points in 2 weeks. So
yeah. And I believe the Jags might be 2 of 3 of their last 3.
They are 2-8 on this.
Yeah, I think they've won 2 of their last 3 is what I'm saying.
No, because they beat the Bills they beat the Bills last month, right? Overseas.
Was that last month?
Dude, the NFL season's going by quick. They've lost 2 of their last 3. They lost against the Niners, the Colts, and beat the Bills 3 weeks ago, 9-6.
Okay, so that was 3 weeks ago. Okay, anyways, stay away from that. New York Jets at Houston. Try to say that without laughing.
So,
anyway, I don't care. I don't fucking care about the spread. Dude.
I don't care about that game either.
Don't even if that ends up on red zone, I'm gonna be frustrated.
No, like here's a crazy stat behind this game is the Jets are 0-5 away, and the Texans have won 1 game at home. There is 1 game won with both teams in that combination.
But that tells me nothing about gambling.
Nothing. There's nothing there. The over-under 44.5. I don't care about that. I don't care that Houston's 2.5-point favorites. The Jets can come out and beat them. I don't know what the Houston Texans are going to do. They're 4-16 combined.
They're a lot better with Tyrod.
They are. And that's the thing is Tyrod at least has kept them a little more close. But I don't give a fuck about that game anymore.
Okay, next game. We are both taking this, and I say do bet. This would probably be my 4th ranked, right there in the middle of bets I'm taking with confidence. Personally, my Los Angeles Chargers are going to Denver Mile High. The Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite. I see them winning by a field goal.
I hope they beat them by more than that.
Me too. But
I think the Chargers need in this game. The Chargers only need a defense. If the defense can show up, the rumor is that they're going to switch up the running backs and put a little flash in the secondary, right behind Javonte Williams.
Okay, that's weird. I think that it would be a little bit motivational for Flash.
I mean, because he's an old Charger, right? But he hasn't.
He kind of did a lot of shit talking on his way out. If you didn't know, because he had a contract dispute held out. He would have got a what was it? $36 million deal if he would have taken the offer. He didn't take the offer and ended up getting way less money. He couldn't find a team for a minute.
Right. And Denver paid him out pretty well. At this point in his career, I don't think that he is earning that money because he's only averaging like 3.2 yards a carry.
I don't know if he gets the reps to gain that. It's not like you can have high yards per carry on little reps.
I mean, he's got to split. The Williams is a great running back. That dude is by far the better running back in that backfield, and he's still splitting. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. He's breaking ridiculous. He's got number 1 in broken tackles in the league.
Really?
Yes, he's great.
That's cool.
This dude's a really great player, but he's not given the opportunity because Flash is in the backfield with him. And Flash is fumbling the ball. That's not good.
Always, dude. That guy he eats a lot of popcorn. He puts Pam on everything.
The biggest thing with this is, can the Chargers outscore the Broncos? Absolutely. Can Herbert take care of the football? I think that he can against these guys. Is Surtain hurt? He got hurt in the last game, I believe.
I don't know if he's out, but
I don't think it'll matter because you got Cook, Williams, Keenan Allen. They've got too many options that the Broncos can't cover.
Yeah, that talent-wise, Chargers. Most of the time, it is right now. But
right. As long as the coaching doesn't jack up the football game,
dude, what was that on 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2?
Don't know.
Or 4th and 2? Sorry.
Don't know.
4th and
2 on a 30.
In your own 36 game point in the game where it's a really make or break. That should have lost the game.
Should have. It should have.
You just don't do that and draw play out of the shotgun and start 4 yards back when the defense is bringing 7 or bringing 6 at the line. Like,
crazy.
Come on.
I really could not believe that.
I called it. I was sitting here, my friends were here, and I said, watch it. We're going to do that dumbass fucking run play that he likes to do. And what I don't get is that this dude had huge balls. We were throwing the ball in those situations before, and it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I expected them to throw the ball even if they went for it. I thought it was dumb to go for it anyways because the momentum can shift too much to overcome typically. I think it takes a team losing those games before the coach goes, okay, hold on, I'm jacking something up.
You can't be ballsy and conservative in the same play. It's not, you got to either show your cock or you got to keep it in your pants. And all he did was put the zipper out, stick the head out a little bit and said, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. You can get your shit caught in there, and that's what happened.
You zip that up real quick, and then that's game over. Season's done at that point.
Okay, so that's Chargers. Take Chargers 2.5. Los Angeles Rams at the Packers. It's even.
Yeah, for now.
For now, I think it'll go minus Green Bay a little bit. Personally, I took Green Bay at even. Okay.
I see it going higher than 2 in either direction.
So it's basically even.
Basically. I mean, the Rams have a lot of talent. They're getting OBJ for the first time for a full game, which we'll see how much that is affected. I called Green Bay possibly losing to Minnesota last week. I figured that would happen. I actually won money on Minnesota, which is not a cool fan thing to do. I just knew that Green Bay was really bad on the road in Minnesota.
But it was only a 2.5 point spread, right?
Right.
And you took Minnesota even or plus? You should have just took them. There's -2 stupid kind of.
Yeah, but if missing Crosby would have kicked a game-winning field goal. So, but here's the thing with the Rams. The Rams are very talented. They've been on you have a talented team that stays down for so long. They right the ship at some point. These teams don't stay down forever. They're not going to go. This game is going to be very close. It might come down to a field goal. Aaron Rodgers has been hot lately. That defense, like I said last week, that defense is going to fold at some point, and it did. Yeah. But Green Bay matches up defensively a lot better against the Rams than they did against the Vikings. So
fair.
I expect the Green Bays to barely pull that out, but it's going to be too close for me to want to bet.
Okay.
Now, why do you take Green Bay even?
So the reason I took Green Bay, I'm a Rams hater and it's made my wallet fat.
Oh, okay.
I believe I'm not going to applaud the Packers. I'm going to diss the Rams. The Rams went into crisis mode too early, in my opinion. They started buying old, possibly washed up guys when they didn't need to.
They've always done that, though.
I know, but at this middle of the season when you're not struggling that bad.
Clay Matthews, we were like,
okay.
Tyler.
That guy's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, his 2 first seasons were okay. And then like, whoa, you suck, dude. Anyways, that's why I'm taking Green Bay. I think that the ship has sailed for the Rams. I don't think they're going to recover like you're predicting. I think that they're possibly the Niners can come out on top in that division. Well, no, they can't, Arizona, but that I think that if there is a wild card coming out of that spot, that division, I do think it would more likely be the Niners than the Rams. I think that the Rams are going to do something like 500 or less here on out.
That is very hatred of you. So now I know that you are a Rams hater. I think the Rams are a way better team than the 49ers for sure. But when are they going to – they're on a down streak, right? You have – they're going to recover is what I'm saying. They're too talented. They have talent everywhere. I don't know how they're aborting all these guys on what like – laundering scheme they have going on. Getting back to this game though, Matt Stafford is very familiar with Green Bay and he's lost a lot of games against Green Bay. Both teams are familiar. You pressure Matt Stafford, he's going to cough the ball up probably. He's going to try to toss.
Well, let's do that then, huh? Pack, go.
Yeah, let's try to do that. But Matt Stafford has never had this talent going against Green Bay.
It's not going to be enough. All right. This is actually a good lead in what we were just talking about, San Francisco. Minnesota Vikings.
This is where we fight.
San Francisco. Minnesota at San Francisco. There's a 3-point spread in favor of the 49ers. I think the 49ers are looking good and healthy right now. Mitchell's coming back from a 1-week hiatus. We got a Kittle. We got a Garoppolo who sucks but is there now. And it's going to work. Minnesota had a couple decent weeks. They beat the Chargers and the Packers back-to-back. Is not going to last forever. And today is where it ends. I mean Sunday. But that's all I got to say about that. Deebo Samuel is going to stiff-arm the dick out of old man Harrison Smith and go for 110 on 8 receptions and a touchdown.
No fucking way.
He's been doing it all season. Doing all season.
No fucking chance.
I will burrito bet you on that. That he has over 100 yards receiving.
100?
100, it's a push. Over 100, I win.
So not 150.
I said 110.
All right. 100 and a touchdown?
All right, fine. I'll take the touchdown. 100
right. So 100 and a touchdown. Yeah, you get a burrito. So who do you feel like is better, San Francisco or the Chargers?
I think they're really close to even when the Niners are healthy.
Stop the Niners run game. They're not going to be able to beat you.
Deebo Samuel was averaging 9.5 yards after catch before last week when he went off.
Right. But stop the run. He's not going to win the game for you. Deebo's not going to win a game for you. He's not.
I've seen him do it when they had no running back.
Against shitty teams. Like I don't feel like San Francisco is really that good. When you're talking about Minnesota has not played up to what their record is. They're beating good teams, right? They're losing. They've lost games they shouldn't have lost. Their record right now should probably be about 7 wins. They should be right behind the Packers, but now we have a 2.5 game buffer. So what I'm saying is you have a San Francisco team that is playing up to their record or maybe beyond, because they have a Jimmy Garoppolo who can't control an offense. And you got Minnesota who has all this talent and just a lowly Kirk Cousins as long as Kirk Cousins doesn't turn the ball over, I don't understand how Minnesota is +3. Minnesota that is disrespectful, even on the road. Minnesota is clearly the better football team. Dalvin Cook. I don't need to list all of them.
I'm not saying Minnesota sucks. I just think you're underrating San Francisco. Like you forgot with this same team how good they were.
San Francisco's teams that they're beating are they're not great.
Did they not go to the Super Bowl with a very similar roster, if not worse? Like they're better now.
No, that team was on fire though. So San Francisco beat the Rams, right?
2 weeks ago.
Jaguars. Yeah. But then again, the Rams have been on this weird freaking streak. But then they lost to a backup Cardinals team, like with no Murray or Hopkins or anything.
Okay, but they weren't the only ones. A couple teams did.
Yeah, Seahawks don't really count because
they're terrible.
Really bad. I'm just saying Minnesota is a top, in my mind, they are one of the top NFC teams, and San Francisco is not.
Okay, that's an okay opinion. I think San Francisco is better. There's nothing else we can argue.
And that's my game of the week.
Whoa, with an underdog.
Yep.
All right. Well, you get to lose your money and a burrito. How fun.
Oh, wait, is that extra points or how does this work? I take the underdog on the game of the week.
I don't think I have enough math skills to figure out extra point situations.
Neither do I. But I am going to take that. I'm not going to take Minnesota +3. I'm going to take Minnesota money line.
All right. You're even more confident. That's cool. Good luck. All right. Cleveland Browns night game, Sunday night. Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. Not taking it.
Nope. Lamar should be back, but that's even with Lamar being back. I don't know.
You don't know which version of either team you're going to get, and I feel they're both even healthy.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Seattle at the Washington football team. I did it again, bro. Said the right name again.
You're on a streak.
Seattle Seahawks at the Washington football team, Monday night game. I'm taking it. You're not. I'm taking Seattle with the point. I'm actually going to take them straight up. I think they're going to beat Washington. Washington's looked nice the last couple weeks. Can't lie, but kind of your mentality. I don't think that Seattle can suck forever.
I agree. I took Seattle last week too because I said the same thing. They're gonna right the ship at some point. This is one of those teams to where Seattle should not be where their record is, but Russ's injury, his finger hasn't been right. You can't.
Injuries don't last forever, and that's his first major injury, dude.
I know.
It's not even major. It's not even major. It's a finger.
I mean, for being in the cold in which he has been and trying, his passes are not there. You can't just lose accuracy in a couple weeks, right? It's an injury to a hand of your throwing hand. It's going to come back together. I think he's having a hard time gripping the ball and putting it on point. And he looked a lot better last week than he looked in Green Bay. So I expect more of the same improvement this week. I am still not a big fan of Washington. They've got some talent, but I'm staying away just because I don't know if it's Seattle's week. I'm rooting for Seattle to win this game because they're very fun to watch when they get it going.
All right. Good stuff. Oof. All right. That's all there is for NFL week 12. Week 12, yeah. That's all we have. It's going to be a weird week. Not as much on Sunday, a little bit on Turkey Day.
I'm going trifecta on Thursday, baby.
He's going to do it. He's going for the hat trick. You going to parlay him?
Yeah, might as well. Might as well just parlay it. And then here's the thing I don't like after I looked at it. All teams I'm taking favorites and home teams. But it is on a Thursday, and we know what Thursday games do. They give the advantage to the home team. So
fair enough. Okay, let's go into NBA. You good?
oh wait, they're not all home teams. I lied. I'm taking 2 away teams. I'm gonna come back on that one.
All right.
I'm taking 2 away teams, Chicago and Buffalo. For some reason, the way I have it set up, it looked like the home team. I took all home teams. Chicago's away. Dallas is at home. Buffalo's away. I'm taking 2 away teams. So now I'm a little bit nervous about the parlay just because of that, but I put the bets in there. I'm still confident. Finish with that.
Good stuff. All right, NBA. I've actually been motherfudging money in NBA.
Yeah, until I jumped on and fucked it up last night.
All right, so I will say this: single team unders. I've been talking a lot about that. I'm not going as heavy on it anymore. Right? I just hit one.
Yeah.
Not the Cavs. I'm not going to hit it.
Oh, but you missed the Hornets Magic cover.
No.
Oh, damn.
No, I didn't.
I thought you went. Yeah, the spread was 7.5. Hornets won by 7. I thought you went under on the Hornets.
That game's not over, is it?
Just ended, yeah.
I'm showing that the game has 2 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah, I'll do that shit.
I don't know.
I went under on the game and I hit that because it was 2.
Are you tripping?
No, I'm a Magic fan, man.
No way, you're tripping. Anyways, all right. And Cavaliers went over also. Okay, so I didn't hit that spread by half a point. That's annoying. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, I was gonna say about those single team unders. It's got a little bit different. Teams are scoring a little bit more. These crappy teams are finding their guy. Cade Cunningham, for example,
right,
is coming out of his shell. You got in Cleveland when Jared Allen's there. He's kind of their powerhouse. What's his name is coming back from injury in Cleveland also. The guard,
young rookie. I used to sub for his mom.
That clears it up for everybody. Thanks.
What is his name?
So did the Suns Cavaliers game still going?
It is. It's not looking good on what was the spread on that game?
I think 7.5 also, no?
7. If it was 7.5, it's at 4 now. And there's less than a minute left. And
okay. So I might for today. If the Lakers, what's the Laker game at right now?
Those are looking better. The Lakers are down by 5.
Okay, it's +6 Lakers, which I took.
It is. And it's looking like I took the under actually of 217 in a parlay. So that's going to be extremely close and that might not hit.
I wish we could talk more about NBA, but the fact is you can only see the day of spreads.
Right.
Which is
I'm a big Rockets are covering. They're not winning any games, but they're covering their spreads. I'm big on the Pistons covering their spreads. Cade Cunningham, they have a +15 today. Cade Cunningham came back and they're moving the ball. They're scoring a little bit better than what they were. They're still under 100 consistently. So defense is playing a decent part in that one. So when you really look at it, they're covering. Neither team is winning. I like both. Magic are staying under. They're staying under 100 consistently. I'm going with them. Lakers, I will say the Lakers against good teams, I don't trust even with LeBron right now.
Not even when they're the underdog?
It depends on the spread. I don't like Westbrook on that team at all.
No, it's actually looking rough. As a Laker fan,
I said that when they should have taken.
Oh, I'm seeing. I just got an update. Lakers are only down by 2 right now.
They are down by my TV 4.
Okay, so that looks like it's a very high chance cover. There's still almost 7 minutes left.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game to come down to.
Okay, and the Suns game is a 2-point game. It's going to come down to the wire. There's less than a minute left there.
Especially with that spread. I didn't go with that spread. I got in on it a little late.
I wish I didn't. Who would have thought the Cavaliers were going to compete, especially because the Suns are
That's another team. The Cavaliers are staying in games too. And they're not winning all of them, but they're still a 500 basketball team.
Yeah, exactly. What I can say about the Rockets and Cavaliers is that they're scoring, but they're not playing defense.
Yeah, at all. They're scoring. Yeah. I like typically you would not bet on any of these teams to win, but you're covering the spread and you're taking the under, and that's winning people a lot of money right now. And Vegas is staying with that consistent spread on all that. And there's
the scoring in the last 7 days since we last did a podcast, the scoring is increasing.
A little bit. The Pistons went down though. The Pistons went down to like 98
or 99, which is I liked them at 100.
I know, and that's where you go under for sure. So you'd like to see that number come up a little bit. It eventually will. So that's why I'm hesitant to bet on it if that line stays at 98, because that's not always going to happen. And the Cavaliers just sent the game to 3 points with 46 seconds left. Not looking good for that.
Oh, they just hit a 3 bomb?
They hit a 3. No, it was an and one.
Oh, okay. Anyways, the other one we took today was, I don't know if you did, but you recommended it to me, was the Detroit Pistons plus 15 at the Bucks. That's kind of looking ugly right now. It's halftime and they're already down by 12. Mind you, like we were just saying, with the single team over for the Pistons, it's actually sitting at 99 and they have 52 in the first half. If you know anything about basketball, third quarter is usually your best, the quarter that makes or breaks you points wise. So generally that's your highest scoring quarter. You have a little bit of a rhythm and rest, and that's why.
It makes or breaks you for sure, because you have to think in the fourth quarter, when it comes down to the final 4 minutes, teams will score the least amount of points, because all of a sudden these points that now start, they don't care about the points, they care about the strategy. How do we win this game? That's how the focus turns in that final 4 minutes. You're not caring about, oh, we got to hit as many threes as we can. No, slow the ball. Let's get our offense moving. You
got to feel and strategize how the other team is performing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the NBA, that's all the NBA is right now, is run and gun, get up the field, court as fast as you can, shoot what you can. Let's try to get all of our points up. At least in today's game. And then they'll really go, if the game's close, they'll really get into a strategic, not saying they're not strategic on what they do, but that's just as a fan, how you feel like you're watching. And then in that final 4, maybe even 5 minutes, if it's a 1-2 point game, they'll pull it back a little bit and you'll see it slow it down almost like a college game.
And if you're a live basketball bettor, like I kind of used to be, I haven't been as much, that like what we're saying about the third quarter is if you're playing the underdog in a large gap, which is the most popular live spread bet, is to wait until that fourth quarter starts, because they're not going to cut you off until there's 4 minutes left if it's not too big of a blowout. So the third quarter is going to tell the story a little bit more before you put your money down.
Right. True.
I don't think I have much more to say about the NBA. We're going to be able to talk about this more when football's over. NBA is still being figured out, especially with the big name teams like Brooklyn, Lakers. The Knicks are a little bit weird in developing. The
Pacers
only teams
weird. Pacers are getting too much respect for who they are.
No, don't let this Pacers thing fool you. They're not even have a great record or anything. They're like 1 game under even.
Right, but their spreads are minimal, or they're a favorite. And I'm looking at it every game. I'm like, what are these guys doing? I don't understand. I mean, they pulled out 1 or 2 games that they shouldn't, but that's
I'm pretty excited to finish watching this Laker game when we're done in a minute, but they're winning by 1.
4.
Yeah. You're ahead of me. I'm in Mexico. All right. Well, I think that's all we can really talk about. We were supposed to have a little bit of college basketball advice on today with one of our friends, but he's actually in jail right now. He's married.
Yeah. He's in jail.
How long has he been in? He's been in jail for almost a decade.
Oh, that's a life sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's probably not even going to get to watch this much, because when he goes on YouTube or Spotify, it actually alerts wife's phone too.
Yeah. So after 15 minutes, it shows up as like Pornhub. If he goes beyond that, and
Okay.
Yeah. So she has to come grab his phone after a 15-minute expiration.
Well, I mean, he got his read receipts on iMessage, and I was texting him one day, and I was like, "Dude, why aren't you texting me back and keep saying that you read these messages? It's like that's weird. Like, bro, are you mad at me? What's going on?" And it turns out his girl has his iMessage account on her iPad.
Yeah. So you have to monitor.
So she looks at his texts before he does. It's got to go through a filter.
I don't think he's ever committed a crime. Like he's never even went past the stop sign without stopping fully.
Well, moral crime would be this.
Right. I mean,
God's watching this kind of stuff too. You got to be there for the boys. Anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Saturdays are for the boys.
Every day's for the boys.
Anyways, and the same guy told
look at what my grandma bought me. Isn't that cool?
Where are you going to take that for a ride at?
I was thinking about just putting it on my belly button piercing and wearing it over my wiener at a game.
Cuff it up.
I got this one too. This is a ceramic Chargers. It's the old school.
Oh, that's breaking at some point.
Oh, I'm going to break it when they fucking lose this week. All right. Anyways, it was nice to talk to you, buddy. Nice to do another podcast.
Yep. We'll be better this week. The ship gets righted this week.
We say that every week.
No.
All right. Anyways, I hope everybody wins money as much as me. And have a good one. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Do whatever you do. Happy weekend. I don't get the day off, but I'm going to be happy for you guys.
Okay. I'm thankful for what you do.
Thank you. I don't know what I do. I like process paperwork for from Filipino company or I don't even know. All right. They pay me. All right. Have a good one. Peace.
All right. See you.